Welcome to the first half of Prem and Proper, the last version for the regular season here in 2021-2022. We will hear from a lot of the managers that have survived this season in various forms, and we will start at the top. We'll go through the standings and let you know how things are. Second half of the show will be the Golden Niles, the Golden Nile Awards, where I am joined by host Niall, and we will go through some of the greater moments of the season and who Niall and I thought had the superlatives for the Premier League yearbook here in 2021-2022. That's elsewhere here on the SDH Network, and thanks for hanging out with us all season long and being a part of Prem and Proper as it is. So let's start at the top, and Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester City needed a win to make things happen and to better the result of Liverpool so they could have the fourth title in 5 years for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. It was a bit of a stunning start. How did the comeback happen? Arlo White should probably get an Emmy for this. So here's the shortened version of the comeback, down 2-0 to Aston Villa. Then they weren't, courtesy of our friends at NBC Sports Soccer in the Premier League.
City were 2 down at West Ham last weekend. It ended 2-2. Sterling, back post, 2-1! Ilkay Gundogan the substitute. Manchester City back in the game, back in the hunt. They needed 2 goals in stoppage time that day against Queen's Park Rangers, and they got them. They need 2 goals here as well. Zinchenko into the area. Rodri! And if whoever it drops to can show the calmness that Rodri did a few minutes ago, it'll be a title winner. De Bruyne dancing into the area. De Bruyne back post. It's the title winner. It's Ilkay Gundogan. Absolutely extraordinary. A second half substitute has scored twice. Pandemonium at the Etihad. They were down and out Pep Guardiola's side. Now they're in full control. 2-0 down, back to 3-2 up. He does now. An astonishing end to an incredible season. One for the ages. Manchester City under Pep Guardiola have seen off the amazing Liverpool to win a 4th title in 5 seasons by a single point.
So Ilkay Gundogan and Rodri, 3 goals, 6 minutes. It was 12 minutes and 20 seconds of time in between the idea of the lead for Aston Villa and then the trailing by Aston Villa. From 2-0 up to 3-2 down, it was just over 12 minutes. Manchester City finishes the season at 29 wins out of 38, 6 draws and only 3 losses, 93 points. And here is the man in charge, Pep Guardiola, after the match, courtesy of our friends at Sky Sports Premier League and the league itself.
These guys are legends already. I'm sorry. So the people have to admit it. This group of people, the players, are absolutely eternal in this club because what we achieve is so difficult to do it. So just Sir Alex Ferguson with United has done it years ago, 2 or 3 times. Now I realized, again, the magnitude of Sir Alex Ferguson in his United. We felt the pressure, all of us, the week. The players train incredible. We didn't put extra pressure at all, but we smell it. I've been here a few times in the past as a football player manager, and this one always is the most difficult one to win. We realize, all of us, 4 Premier Leagues in 5 years in this country, Premier Leagues. It's probably the best achievements we have done in our careers. So it's incredible.
Then the team that had to keep pace, and it was against Wolves. Wolves was up early 1-0. Liverpool came storming back to win it 3-1. Liverpool finishes with 92 points, 28 wins, 8 draws, 2 losses, and a goal difference of plus 68. Here's Jurgen Klopp after the match, catching up with Kelly Cates and Jamie Carragher, courtesy of our friends at Sky Sports Premier League and League.
If you want to win big, you have to be ready to lose big. And that's what we did today. So you have to be ready for tight decisions. And they go sometimes more often than not against you. And you cannot do more than give your absolute best. And that's what the boys did again. I couldn't be more proud of this group. It's absolutely exceptional. With the amount of games we had to play, we chased the probably best team in the world, really, to the wire. It's absolutely special. But it's all about reacting. And, of course, we can now not react in the league tomorrow. But next year we can. And we will.
A week today, regardless of what happens in Paris, there's going to be a parade through the city where you can celebrate the trophies. There's already trophies to be celebrated in that parade. How important is it that you get that moment to celebrate with the fans, given that when you did win the title, there wasn't that opportunity?
Oh, for me, it's incredibly important because today, when we come out here, this is obviously now not a lap of honor for us. That's for the people. So, and the parade is for the people and not for us, and the people deserve it. So, not only have we had a pandemic in between and all these kind of things which made life really difficult, no, but we won 2 trophies already. If we win a third one, fine. If not, we won 2 trophies, and we didn't celebrate the championship. So. That's for me already, and celebrating life after all the rubbish we went through during the pandemic is enough reason for me. And if people out there don't understand it, I think I enjoy it even a little bit more, to be honest. So because it's just for us, and people outside don't understand how special this club is, I can't help them. So if we want to have a club with real passion where you can be really involved from the heart as well, and not only from other things, so then you have to be part of Liverpool.
Working our way down the table, Chelsea finishes third with 74 points. Great work by Thomas Tuchel, who should get some consideration for manager of the year, winning 21 of 38, having to go through everything that Chelsea was going through as a club currently. 2-1 win over Watford. No real surprise there. Chelsea finishes at 74 points. Tottenham, big win over Norwich, 5-0. Antonio Conte wins 10 of the 14 matches that he was a part of when he was appointed manager. They finish at 71 points. All 4 of those teams are heading to play European football. In 5th, it is Arsenal, finishing with 69 points. Nice. 5-1 win over Everton. We all thought that Everton pretty much, once they had survived, that this match against Arsenal was, okay, great, fine, we'll be there. And it was. Arsenal finishes with 69 points, 22 wins, 13 losses, 3 draws. Here's Mikel Arteta after their match, courtesy of, once again, our friends at Sky Sports Premier League and League.
Mikel, a positive final day result. How did you see the game in general?
Yeah, really positive game at the end with the goals that we scored, the atmosphere that we enjoyed with our supporters, one more, which we are extremely grateful for, and at the same time really disappointed and painful because we came a little bit short at the end.
Your side dominated the first half, but when the score was coming in from Carrow Road, did you feel a drop in performance because of that?
I don't know. Obviously, we had their game in the back of our heads, and we knew that we had to depend on that result. And obviously, when you know that emotionally, it's touchy. But I think at the end, the second half again, we did what we had to do. And is that the regret is not the journey, is not where we have put ourselves, because it's without a question of a doubt beyond what anybody expected. But when you have it there in your hands, it's more the way we let it go. And that's where the pain comes, and what probably now we cannot really reflect fairly about what the team has done.
Manchester United, and we will talk about Manchester United in half number 2 when we talk through the Golden Nile Awards. Manchester United, 16 wins, 10 draws, 12 losses, as Ralf Rangnick took over for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 57 goals, scored 57 against, losing their last 2 to finish at 58 points. But with the West Ham loss, Manchester United and Arsenal go to the Europa League. Here's Ralf Rangnick after the match, courtesy of our friends at Sky Sports Premier League and the League.
Ralf, what did you make of the game? A disappointing way to finish your stint in charge.
Yes, in a way the game was indicative of the last couple of weeks. We tried. We had a few good opportunities in the first half, didn't score. Had in the first half too many unforced errors and easy giveaways, including the goal that we conceded when we played more or less a high and non-look pass into our own half. Didn't defend well, to be honest. In the end, the shot should have been prevented, but we didn't. And then we were trailing once again by 1 goal. And second half, yes, we were trying hard, but it was just not on those kind of levels, performance levels that we expect from ourselves.
Is that why you sent them out early at the start of the second half, for them to try and work things out themselves? Is that why you sent them out early at the start of the second half, to try and work things out for themselves before the half started? Because they came out much earlier than Palace.
No, but the bell had already rung twice in the locker room, so we thought it would be time to leave onto the pitch, though it had nothing to do with that.
How relieved were you when you came back into the dressing room to realise that West Ham had lost and you've managed to hang on to that Europa League place?
Yeah, fortunately enough, Brighton did us the favour to beat West Ham. That's the good thing about this weekend, that we do not have to play Conference League, but can play Europa League. But as I said, we would have loved to do it on our own account by winning the game ourselves.
But hopefully that Europa League place makes it a little bit easier for you in terms of trying to attract players next season for the new manager.
Yeah, it also makes life easier for the team and the manager with regard to pre-season. Because had we finished 7th, we would have had to play 2 qualification games in pre-season. And as I said, it's good that we finished 6th in the end, but still the way that we played in the last couple of weeks was not the level of performance that we would have wanted to play.
West Ham at 56 points, Leicester at 52 after winning 3 of their last 4 to finish 8th. Brighton, history for Brighton, winning 3 of their last 4. Graham Potter, highest finish in the Premier League at 9th with 51 points, 12 wins, 15 draws on the season, and 11 losses. Graham Potter, after their 3-1 win over West Ham, caught up with our friends at Sky Sports Premier League, thanks to the league once again.
Graham, Brighton history today. How much do you feel a part of it, and how proud are you to be a part of it?
No, incredibly proud. It's been a fantastic group to work with. Everybody behind the scenes. It's amazing for us to finish where we have. Hasn't been straightforward, ups and downs, but stuck together, and yeah, we can be really proud of what we've done.
There was a real edge to that performance, particularly in the second half. It meant a lot to you.
Yeah, we were disappointed at half time. Didn't play to the level I think we can, and a couple of adjustments, and the boys were fantastic in the second half, got on the front foot a bit more and created chances, and to score 3 goals coming back from a goal down is brilliant. It sums their character and spirit up.
And to finish the season with 2 really convincing home wins as well in front of your supporters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to get your points, or if you'd want to get them at home, we've recently done well. So 2 good wins. It means they're a happy bunch at the moment, so that's good. And we'll have a nice holiday now and see them back next year.
You set the bar very high, you know that.
Well, yeah, that's life, but we won't complain about that now. Like I say, we can be proud of what we've done. We have to keep trying to improve and keep moving forward, and that's the challenge.
Evolution again during the summer.
Yeah, as always, yeah. Like I said, holiday first, and a little bit of a break and clear the mind, and then we'll come back and we'll try to get better.
Wolves finished 10th at 51 points, goal difference of -5 compared to -2, and they were 15, 6, and 17. 17 losses in 38 matches, 15 wins, 6 draws. Then 11th, Newcastle. Eddie Howe started in 19th place when he picked up the mantle as manager, and finished at 11th at 49 points, winning their last 2 and 3 of their last 5. 13 wins, 15 losses, 10 draws, 49 points. Here's Eddie Howe's reflections on the season, once again, courtesy of Sky Sports Premier League.
Eddie, in the end, you got the strong finish you were after. Your thoughts?
Yeah, difficult game. Really difficult game emotionally, tactically, technically. It was never going to be one for the purists, I think. There was so much riding on the game. The atmosphere was very intense at different spells, so it created a game that I think was quite unpredictable. I thought we'd done enough at 2-0 and the crowd were very quiet because of things elsewhere, and I thought we'd done enough. Then they scored, and that last period of the game was so difficult from our perspective. Burnley played very well.
A good day, of course, for Callum Wilson, but some amazing defending towards the end there as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, some heroic defending from our players, and full credit to the whole team. Been very easy today to have dropped our levels to play our part in Burnley winning the game and ultimately them staying up, but we had standards to meet. We were determined to represent the club well today, and full credit to the players for that.
2 goals from Wilson, which is good news for all concerned, especially after his injuries. How big a part can a fit again Wilson play for you next season, do you feel?
It can be massive for us. I think he's shown in the 2 games since he's come back from injury how important he is. Again, he's finished our leading scorer, which when you consider the amount of games he's played is some achievement. Now we have a battle to keep him fit, to keep him in form. But he's done very, very well since coming back.
One of the great stories of the season, finishes in 13th. Thomas Frank and Brentford, first season in top flight football since 1946, 46 points, winning 2 of their last 3. They did lose on the final day. We'll get into that story a little further down the table. But here's Thomas Frank's reflections on a fantastic year for the Bees at 46 points in 13th place, courtesy of Brentford, their own selves in the Premier League.
I will not speak too much about that game today. I think that will take. I shouldn't shadow too much for an unbelievable season. So now I feel a little bit because I hate losing. But hopefully in an hour after a cold beer, I start to look back and think, wow, what a season with these fantastic fans.
That's it. It's always going to be a bit painful at the moment, isn't it? But just putting it into the bigger picture, the greater context, 46 points, 13th, our first ever Premier League season is such a brilliant achievement for the football club.
Yeah. Plus, that's one thing. Plus the performances backs it 100%. If you look at the performances and numbers and analysis and all that, we probably should have had even more points. So in that context, fantastic. The way we coped with the whole circus, the way we attacked the league, I liked a lot. And we'll do everything we can to come back stronger.
Villa finishes 14th at 45. Southampton loses their last 4 to finish at 40 points on the nose and finishing in 15th. Everton, with their survival, finishes in 16th place at 39 points. Then the relegation battle. Leeds and Burnley, it would come down to the last day. Leeds, to stay up, needed to better what Burnley would do. Leeds would get the win at 90+4, even though the match in the table was pretty much decided because of Burnley's loss on the day to Newcastle. So Leeds bettering the result of Burnley, even getting a draw would have helped, but they got the win at 90+4. Leeds wins at Brentford Community Stadium by the score of 2-1. Leeds survives with 38 points in 38 matches. Here's Jesse Marsh after the match, courtesy of Sky Sports Premier League and the league.
There's so much that's been said about Marcelo Bielsa versus me. And then there's things that are said that, counted us out. And what are the tactics? And what is this? And I get it. This is high level stuff, and fans pay a lot of attention all over the world. It's not a perfect representation of what I want this team to be, but in the situation, I think we came together really well. And after the first 2 games, if to say we only lost to the 3 Giants and even some, and they scored 3 goals, or they each scored a goal in the first action down the pitch or first shot, I still feel strongly about the group we have. I feel strongly about the football we can play. I know we need to get better. I know we need to add some good pieces. But I love this group. I love the team, and I love their commitment, and I love their spirit. And what I'll say is, I appreciate the fans saying my name, but that's not important to me. The group is the most important thing. We are Leeds United. We're not me. We're not Calvin Phillips. We're not Liam Cooper. We are Leeds United, and that's what we will always be as long as I'm here.
On the flip side of that, Burnley finishing at 35 points, losing 3 of their last 4. Caretaker manager Mike Jackson, we'll catch up with him in just a bit from our friends once again at Sky Sports Premier League. But keep an eye on Burnley going forward. A debt-free club that decided that it would take on debt on itself so the new owners could buy the club. Keep an eye on those finances for Burnley, and with what happened with AOK Capital. Going forward, it'll be an interesting financial watch for Burnley as they are in the championship. Yes, they will have parachute payments, but where will the money go and how will they compete in the championship? That's the biggest question here. So let's find out from Mike Jackson, caretaker manager, what he thought about the season and the last 7 matches. Once again, courtesy of Sky Sports Premier League and the league.
Mike, commiserations. Difficult time, difficult moment. Can you put your thoughts into words for us?
Obviously it's difficult at the moment with what's just happened. The game itself is what I expected it to be, a tight game to start with. Obviously we give away the penalty and it's took the wind out of us a little bit. But there was a good response after we got the goal back. We've had some really good chances to get some more. We've not took them on the day. But for the fans and the group of lads in there, I'm gutted, to be honest. I can only say how I feel. But I just said to the lads in there, I've had the pleasure of working with a group that's fought to the end. You know, we've been hit by injuries and some decisions along the way, but for my 7 games here, they've given me everything, you know, and I thank them for that as a group of people, a group of lads.
Watford finished at 19th. They were relegated a couple of weeks ago, and it was 23 points in 38 matches, finishing 19th, 1 point ahead of Norwich, who lost 4 of their last 5. All 3 of those teams, Burnley, Watford, Norwich, going down to the championship, and it's the end of an era in managing in English football as Roy Hodgson is hanging up his whistle. And here are his thoughts after their match as he hangs it up, once again, courtesy of our friends at Sky Sports Premier League and the league.
I think it's fitting, really, that we finish talking about you. Watford will go into new hands. You've had an incredible career across the globe. We discussed before the game what you may or may not do. There'll be maybe something in football, but perhaps not in the dugout. What are the highlights, Roy, that stick out at this moment? Is it quite emotional for you today as well?
Well, I suppose it's the second time in a way. I mean, it was quite emotional leaving Crystal Palace. Somewhat less so here. We've had more time as well to prepare for it because we always knew from the moment we came into the club that we'd be leaving at the last game of the season. Hopefully with the team in the Premiership, and that's not happened. So I think leaving football behind, if I've got to leave it behind, if there's nothing that comes up that I could do, will always be tough for me because it's a lifetime of football. But on the other hand, I'm so grateful for the career that I've had, so grateful for the help and support I've had along the way, not least of all from my wife and son. They've been fantastic. So I think it's a good moment to take that step back and probably try to find something else to occupy my time other than selecting teams and organising training sessions.
Have you got any hobbies lined up yet?
No, not really. I love to read, so it'll give me more time for that. And I did play a bit of golf on a regular basis some years ago, so I might try to get that going again.
Well, Roy, on behalf of all of us, we wish you and the family all the very best and thank you for everything you've done for the game.
Well, thank you, David. Appreciate it, and thank Sky as well for the support and backing I've always felt from them. So it's been a good relationship, I think. So that maybe we can keep it going in some way. Who knows?
We may see each other again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cheers,
thanks,
Roy.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
So Roy Hodgson hangs it up at age 74, at least for now, until he's asked back. Here are the teams that he has managed since 1976. Halmstad's BK, Bristol City in 1982, IK Odevold, once again in 82, Örebro SK, Malmö, Neuchâtel Xamax, the Swiss national team, then from 95 to 97, Inter Milan, 97-98, Blackburn Rovers, caretaker manager at Inter Milan in 99, moves to Grasshoppers, Copenhagen, Udinese, 2002 to 2004, national manager for the UAE, Viking, Finland for a year, Fulham from 07 to 2010, Liverpool in 10 to 11, West Brom, was in charge of England from 2012 to 2016, caretaker for the U21s during that time. So he had 2 jobs there. Crystal Palace from 2017 to 2021. Then he was on for the caretaker job at Watford for this season, knowing that this was going to be it. But he finishes the season with Watford. And once again, great managerial career and great longevity on a bunch of different fronts for Roy Hodgson. So just thanks to Roy Hodgson, once again, echoing the thoughts from our friends at Sky Sports Premier League and everybody for what he has done to the game. And he's hanging up his whistle at the age of 74. That is your first half of Prem and Proper, the last go-round for the 21-22 season. Second half coming up soon with me and Niall as we go through the Golden Niles, all the superlatives and awards for 21-22. Thanks for hanging out with us for the regular season during Prem and Proper. We ain't going nowhere because there's going to be a lot to talk about, especially with the transfer windows opening up in the summer. It's going to be a busy, busy season. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Prem and Proper. Catch the second half. We'll catch up with you soon. Play it safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.